Hey, look, what's up, chat? It's your man Nova. And the most important thing in human life for us just how happens to be relationships. It seems like it's always been this way for us as people. Relationships is the core thing that is central to people's lives. And now in 2024, in the 21st century, we still have, and some may argue, the most confusing life situation for relationships. And I'm going to explain why that is in this video. So you want to stay to the end. As human beings, we have developed over centuries and centuries to inherently crave relationships. But what happens when technology, which is supposed to be a bridge to more people and create more connections, actually has an opposite effect due to one of the fallacies in our mind? Do you know which fallacy that is? Why do you think people go to In N Out? In N Out has a cult following. People love their cheeseburgers over anywhere else. What about the same thing with Chick-fil-A? You could argue that Chick-fil-A is the equivalent of In N Out, but for chicken sandwiches, right? There is only one thing that you get there. You know you're going to get a chicken sandwich. You know you're going to get chicken there. At In and Out, you can't get any chicken. So because of that, you are streamlined into certain decisions. You don't have decision fatigue. All right. And the difference is that with people, we have decision fatigue that comes up naturally. When a girl has options for different men, which it appears like she has a lot of different options, but the reality is that the options that people have are, it seems like it's a lot, but it really isn't. What they get is attraction to the physical by men, and our nature is just attraction. Our nature is towards procreation. If we're getting to the bottom line, it's not towards love stories. It really isn't. So women are getting approached by men and believing that they have abundance of options for, these love stories, but in reality, those are very few and far between. And for women, they run into this paradox of situations where many will trade away their 20s, which is their prime years of being able to attract a healthy partner, somebody that can be their husband, and they will trade that for what the world sells as fun, right? And then from there, afterwards, start looking for a partner, a husband. However, in most cases, many don't even make it past their 20s without having a kid with somebody. Or if they don't have a kid, then they'll have an abortion. And and from there, things just continue to get more and more complicated. Or they'll, you know, so the reality is that the story of relationships, the story of love is fragile. Now, for women, it's a very fragile story. For men, it is also additionally fragile in its own way as well. A lot of men believe that if I just get more fit, if I just get more money, if I just get this or that you're going to be able to attract a lot of women. And I'll tell you the inconvenient truth. is that those things will still not get you what you want unless you have a system, unless those things allow you to create a system of which allows you to be able to have a consistent pool of women where you're able to, vet and see if that you can find a worthwhile partner. Because at the end of the day, ladies, gentlemen, we're grown. At a certain stage in your life, it's time. It's time for you to go, what's the benefit of you starting up another conversation and trying to learn how to flirt? What's the benefit? At a certain point, don't you just truly want to, form a relationship and get on with your life, have sex with a beautiful girl, start a family, and continue to work on your dreams, bringing your dreams to fruition? And ideally, the person that you choose as your spouse, that person is also going to want to help you out with your vision. And also, you could help her out with her vision as well, and starting a family. So right now, I think that a lot of, it's understandable too for men because there's a frustration of not knowing how to navigate the female mind, where a lot of people get stuck in that maze, that game of trying to figure out how to navigate a woman's mind and all of that type of stuff. But fellas, look, the best advice that I can give to anybody right now is that instead of trying to have multiple different conversations with different women all the time and trying to if you realize that you've gotten past that stage, all you want to do right now is just find the most beautiful woman that is in your network or whatever, and just pursue her, get her to the stage where she's your girlfriend. All right? Get her to the stage where she's your girlfriend. Treat her amazingly. All right? And from there, you will find that, first of all, this is a dark truth, that women are attracted to somebody that's already taken. Yes, I know it's a dark truth that um by you having being selected by somebody else, it will also make you already pre-selected. So you might find that when you are in a relationship, you will be able to have it easier for you to attract other women. Uh, and then at the same time, this is a little bit. It's a little bit. How do I want to put this? I'm just gonna give it to you raw, right? Imagine that there is a a universal global mind of women, right? That the female that for female species, they are all part of a global mind. Okay. And that if you treat one well, the other ones are gonna know without even talking to one another. They're just gonna know. So you'll find that by treating one woman well, that you'll get naturally attraction from all the other ones as well. And on top of this, that you treat all women in a consistent way, with a flirty, fun way, you'll realize that in that your interaction with one woman or one lady, one girl, that the next interaction that you have, it'll be almost like you are talking to the same person that you just talked to. In a way, you'll find that there's lingers of the same interaction that you had previously in the next interaction. You might find that if you pay close attention. I remember when I got my first pet, I got a cat. The reason why I got a cat is because I was told that a cat, the females, the felines, that they actually can give you clues as to the way that women think. And I was told in specific that you don't just want any type of cat, you also, and specifically, you want to get a female cat because a female cat will actually additionally provide you with insight into the way that females think as well. And one of the interesting, very curious things that I found was at first, believe it or not, I was uncomfortable with cats growing up my whole life. In fact, that's the reason why I got one. I actually got a cat because I was afraid. That it sounds silly to say that I was afraid of a cat, but I was uncomfortable with them and I wanted to break that discomfort. So that was the reason why I got one. All right. Now with me I've had my cat Eos for around 3 years now, and I get these very interesting interactions where other cats, I could swear, I can guarantee you that it's as soon as they see me, it's like they know that I have another cat and that I treat that cat well and that they want to replace my cat, or they want me to take them with them because I know how to treat cats. It's almost like they know that psychologically, instinctively, just by looking at you, that you have had a cat before, that you have had a pet before. And women are the same way. Women are the same way. If you have treated women well, women will pick can pick up on that. Or if if you have a lot of women in your life already, women can pick up on that. So you might think that it's all of this other stuff, this tricks and gimmicks, but a lot of what goes on in the whole of dating, a lot of it, man, it might be really subconscious. A lot of it might be subconscious, and if you're not able to truly understand this, then you will be going through and you'll go out to the club again, you'll go out to another spot, you'll be like, man, I'm going to this spot or this spot, when in reality you're in a hamster wheel, you're in a rat race, you're in a hamster wheel. You need to hop out, you need to play a different game, and that game that you need to play is you need to literally hop out, find the most beautiful girl that you have in your life, that's a great girl, and just pursue her. You get her locked in as your girlfriend, or just lock that in. And this will be a much more effective way of you, if you want to get out into other relationships, if you want to have other relationships in the future, that will be more advantageous to you than for you to go out and continue to do all this game stuff and stuff like that. Genuinely. And this is coming from a gentleman that I have. Look, man, I remember when I moved into my own place, and I knew that I wanted to master and understand the woman, the female mind. And I realized, as a 6'5", well earning, handsome gentleman, that attraction is not based off of checklist. It's not based off of a checklist. I know some men, they'll see me and they'll go, well, you're tall, handsome, and black. That's what women want. I'm sure you have all of the women. And the reality is that I know how to create attraction in women, and some of it is innate because I am attractive. However, that being said, that doesn't lead to success in relationships. It really doesn't. And if you don't know this, then you might be thinking, you might be having limitations on yourself. And I don't want you to have limitations on yourself. So this is valuable for men, and from a strategic perspective on dating. Look, just choose one, treat that one well, make it kind of public that you're treating that one very well, and she and you will be able to attract more women for you than you can imagine. and it'll be easier for you longer down the road. For women, women deal with the false belief of having many options because of the hardwired biological and psychological wiring of a man to chase after sexual relationships in the same way that in the animal species that like hunting for food. That's genuinely the same way that a man goes after a woman in a sexual way, and they experience that on such a vivid level, physically in person. But now even crazier more is through what we call social media, but it's really branding media. And they deal with this barrage of people from all around the world and in person that are showing them sexual attraction, and they mistake that as being options for love. But women, the reality is that the story of love is actually very fragile. If you don't experience that within your 20s, in most cases that may not happen for a woman. uh uh and that's just based off of statistics. Many women, they don't come out of their 20s without one either having a baby, so they become a single mother. Some actually abort their child, which leads to some sort of like psychological feeling of being less than. I think that it makes women feel less than in a subconscious way when they know that they've done something of that sort. Which is why it's so terrible that this is being branded as women's rights, when in reality it damages the psychology of women that participate in doing that. I think it's one of the things that the Democrat Party and that um, a lot of different sides have done to impart and to pound into women's minds that it represents women's rights, when in reality it's just something that psychologically damages a lot of women. But that's a whole nother story, neither here nor there. But yeah, it happens where between those, or these type of things that happen to women, they come out of their 30s and they're not really in a healthy mental space for being able to get into another relationship, right? And the truth is that sometimes they'll kind of go, you don't want a mature woman because you can't handle her, you're insecure and stuff like that. But the reality is just no. Women, have you seen yourself when you were in your 20s? I mean, it's undeniable. It's undeniable how much better you in your 20s is than you in your 30s. Now, that's not to say that, some women don't take great care of themselves and are great in their 30s. Some of them are. And also, more and more, I like more mature women too. I like my mature women. Everybody, so at different stages, women have different kinds of attractiveness. However, I will say that in terms of being able to have that story that most women truly desire, that um, that the ages of being in your 20s is truly special, and also treating it like it's really important. I wish that more women that are in their 20s, or more women that are past their 20s, would give valuable advice for women without men doing it. Because when we're as a man, when we do it, we they make it seem like we're some sort of like perverts, or we're some sort of like assholes and shit like that. We're just trying to help you have a good story. uh, but the reality is this: if you want to genuinely have good relationships, then it's going to take understanding these things about what pitfalls you can run into. So, just to wrap up this video and round it up, look, the reason why relationships are going in the wrong direction is because in part. We all hear it once. We all hear it. Social media, really branding media. For women, there's this false sense of having an abundance of options. The story of love is very fragile, and if you become something that you are not supposed to become, then there's this belief that life is a fairy tale and that somebody's going to be waiting for you no matter what you become. And the reality of that, that's not the truth. If you don't if so that's just, one thing to just truly understand. And for men, here's the truth, is that a lot of men get caught up and they can't commit to anything. If you can't commit to a woman, you probably also can't commit to a business. You also can't commit to a purpose. So a lot of men also, get caught up in just trying to, understand game and how to do these little tricks and how to attract women. As a man that has truly been able to do that and understand that, look, that's not going to be able to get you success in the way that you truly want it. If you want to have true success and you want to have rewarding stories in your life, just go ahead and select the most beautiful one. Go through your Rolodex. If you have not already, you want to download Wazzle, which is the app that's created to help people form relationships. It's a brand new application that's gaining a lot of traction and it's created by yours truly. Go through your phone and look for the people that you had attraction to, and from there see if you can form a relationship, get down to that one, and lock that in as a girlfriend. Treating one girl really special is going to attract more women in your life than you can handle. All right, it'll be easier for you down the road. All right, so that's it. That's all for this video. If this video is valuable for you, go ahead and like it, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. One love. It's your man Nova.